guys, I'm back out again, this time Harwood Forest on a solo wild camp. I've decided to come on my own today because I want to do a little bit of wildlife filming and also record sounds of nature with my field recorder, and I feel I can't really do that if I'm with other people, so this time I'm on my own, and it's the peace and quiet is just amazing. No sooner did I get here, I was greeted by, I think, a couple of blackbirds. One's calling the other one. In fact, you could probably still hear them. I did some audio recordings of them as well, so I'll add that in at some point. But I'm just so happy to be out. Right, I'm going to get my bags unpacked, my camp set up, and I'll get back to you in a bit. Right, I've got my camp set up. I'll give you a peek. I'm under that 12 by 10 utility tarp, and I'm in my DD hammock tonight, and I've got my DD underquilt to try, and I'm in my 3-season sleeping bag. I would call it a summer bag now because it's lost that many feathers. I used to use that all the time. Even in the middle of winter, I would just wear like extra clothing or even stuff a space blanket or something like that. In my suspension system, I'm using these descender rings, and I've got a slippery half hitch tied in there just to lock it. And I know I could have put the webbing through the loop there, but it's easier just to put the carabiner on. I can adjust it, you know, just a little bit easier. This will be the first time I'm using the underquilt, and it's good to go down to -5, so it'll keep us warm tonight. It has these like a draw cord there just to tighten it up a little bit because air might flow through, cold air, and its carabiners go on there. I went for the DD underquilt. It's guaranteed to fit the DD hammock, and I've got a bit of a cordage dispenser just if I need to do any lashings or anything like that. I'll show you my bag while I'm here. I've done some modifications to my LK35. I didn't want to sew pouches on the side because that's like destructive, and I'm not very good sewer. I sewed loops on the edges of the pouches and tied them on. You can't really see very well. This one here, you see that's just held on the PLC, but there's no like sewing directly onto the bag. This here, I can take it off and the bag would fall off. But this method here, I've got them connected to a loop, and when I close the bag, I can put the strap through there, the excess strap, and you know that fastens the lid down. They would only come off only if I needed to remove the webbing. So in this pouch I've got my Crusader cook system in there. I'll show you this later. I've got my lights illuminating when I'm filming. I've got a first aid kit in here. And that's just basically what I've got. The webbing that comes around, I've got like a strap that comes through there, and it goes through the molly on the Maxpedition pouch. There you can see I've got the loops. You can see that a little bit better. And it's connected to the webbing there, the PLC webbing or whatever it's called. Some of you'll correct us in the comments. Got my fire kit. I've got nothing in that one. And I'm using this $3.99 folding saw. Well, it's not folding. It's not a silky, but for $3.99, I'm not going to complain. And it does the job. I'm cheap, very cheap, as you probably know. Well, this is going to be my cooking area for tonight. Wax burners there. Got my chair all ready. That's the fire pit Jimmy dug last time, so I figured it would be a good place just to cook here, even though I'm not going to light a fire, and I'll tell you why. In the summertime, do you actually need a fire? To go through the slaver of having to like find wood, prep it. These are a selection of my hobo stoves. This is the oldest one. I wasn't bothered about the beer, although the beer was nice. I bought it for the tin because I wanted to make a stove. I saw the potential in it. But with hindsight, it's not a very good stove, and I'll tell you why. It's just a little bit too tall. If I just want to use a wax burner in there to cook, I've got to fill it up with stones or something, you know what I mean? Fill it with wood. However, it is good for just putting in a fire. The fire is quite high and it's a good height off the flames. If the fire's died right down and you've got coals, something like this would be a good idea. Now, this has been made from an air fryer. I cut a small hole out there. It's got vents in the side, and I figured that would be good for airflow, because you do need a little bit of airflow to keep the flame going. And if you've got a few coals on the fire, that can just be put in there like that. Or it's a better size for just putting a wax burner in, and I think that's the one I'm going to use later anyway. You can make a hobo stove from just about anything if it's a metal container. This is a big tin of baked beans, and all I did was I put a few holes in around the sides. Obviously, if your pot's big enough, it'll just sit on the top, but for a smaller pot, you need to put some metal skewers or tent pegs even into there, and your pot will sit inside. And I suppose I could drill a few holes in there and drop that in the fire and use that as a pot stand. This little beauty I got from IKEA, and when I seen that, I didn't think of cutlery. I thought of hobo stove. If you've got a little stick fire in here, you do have to keep feeding it, and it's a bit of a faff. Something like this, you can just drop into the fire, an established fire, and it's a pot stand. I've brought quite a few wax burners. As long as they're dry, you know, they don't go off, they'll keep indefinitely. When you've got an abundance of wood, you don't have to use 2 or 3 of these if you're cooking for a long time. Just one of these to get going. Put a few twigs in and you've got like a mini fire. And it's better than having a massive fire just for cooking. So I'll show you what food I've got for tonight. I've got a chicken curry. I've got some of the long grain rice. I've got noodles. And I've got this stuff here. It's just about defrosted. The wife made it. It's beef casserole. That was enough to make 4 of these small pouches, small meals, and one that has a dumpling in, and I don't know which one it is. I just hope I've got that one with a dumpling because she's a fantastic cook. I get a few brownie points for saying that. And I've been looking for a long time to get these Ziplocs, the heavy duty ones, and the guy who got me onto this is Ace Decks. Great idea. I'll put the link to his channel if you want to go and check him out. Pour and Store, I believe they're called. And the idea behind this is you just boil this, well, warm it up in a pan of water. It's not going to mucky your pan. You've got the water for a hot drink, and you can eat the meal. And you can reuse these if you want. So right, I'm not going to waffle, guys. I'm going to get something to eat, and I'll show you how I do it. Get out into a bit of wild camping. You know it makes sense. You know it makes sense. Because I'm mentally ill. I think it'll take a while to heat up, like. I love the idea of making something or recycling instead of to buy something. It's not that I'm tight, but I get pleasure from recycling and making things that you would normally throw away. And that brings me up to an interesting point as well. The best gear doesn't have to be the most expensive. The best gear is what allows you to get out there and enjoy the great outdoors. There's plenty of snap in these twigs because they're bone dry. I think that's just the right height. Perfect. This is what it's all about for me, just getting out there and enjoying the great outdoors. And I don't mind being on my own. It's like therapy. See that? I think I need a bigger pan, to be honest with you. Ah, you see that there? It's burnt, the plastic, the flames coming around the sides. I'm not bothered about the meal being piping hot. I just want it warm through, reasonably warm through. And to be able to get a bit of a drink and not have to do any washing up. Feels hot to touch, and there's loads of black bits in the water, and there's not much water there anyway for a drink. And you can see all the black soot, man, look. You don't want to be drinking from that cup. There's steam coming off it. It's warm, but it's not hot. No sign of the dumpling. Right, I'm not going to torture you by making you watch me eat me food, so I'm going to switch off. I'll catch you all in a bit. I've put the bug net on the hammock. Not that I really need to do that, I just wanted to try it out. I've got the rings from the opposite corners of the net hooked on each end of the hammock, and the other two rings are just dangling down. It's designed for a rectangular shaped bed and not really suited for the hammock. I did have a draw cord in to pull it tight, you know, to stop the bugs getting in from the bottom, but that didn't really work because of the, like I said, the shape's not right. I think I've got a couple of months to go before the midges become a bit of a pest, but I did see them out earlier before, and the wind hadn't really dropped, so I've got a feeling that when the wind does drop, the midges will be out. So it's better to have it set up just in case. I'm just going to stop waffling. I'm just going to wander around and see if I can see anything interesting to film. If not, I'll catch you all a bit later. Get out a bit of wild camping. You know it makes sense. You know it makes sense. Why am I whispering? Well, it's about time I had something to eat. I'm going for the chicken curry. It's a little bit different to the one I usually get. I'm going to have some of this long grain micro rice as well. Hunter's curry. Aye, hunt the meat, because there's not much in there. If you're wondering how I'm illuminating the situation, I'll show you. I'm using a GoPro style mount, which is like a handlebar mount, I believe. There's a 1/4 thread there. It's like a GoPro adapter, and that just screws on onto the 1/4" thread. And for this side, I've just lashed an old, like a selfie stick. That's got like a ball joint as well, and that can be moved around. I've tightened it now, so I can't move it. But I've just lashed that onto there. So plenty of illuminations all round. The thing is, this Crusader cup, it's just a little bit too small for a curry and all that rice. I was quite impressed with the meal I had before. It's trial and error how long you leave it in the boiling water. The water was no good to drink because there's bits of melted plastic in and bits of soot and all sorts. So But the good thing is I didn't have to do the dishes. I think for here like Harwood Forest, I've got water source nearby. I can quite easily do the dishes, that's not a problem. But I just wanted to try it out because, you know, it seemed a really good idea. It's that time of night, you know, the witching hour. Just as it gets dark, the birds seem to like, it's like a dawn chorus in reverse. I'm gonna set the audio recorder away and I'm gonna record some of them birds singing because it's beautiful, and I'll switch back on later if something interesting happens. Morning and welcome from the hammock. Had a fantastic sleep. Woke up a couple of times because I felt like I was lying like a bit of a banana, because I think I've got the straps a little bit too high up, you know, like 45 degrees. It should be a bit lower down perhaps for the optimum hang. I'll have to look into that because I don't think I got it right. I was lying at a diagonal, so I was straightened out a little bit. It was just so lovely lying here last night. I haven't been out for ages. When it got dark, I could hear the owl. It was calling. I think it was trying to call a mate or something. Well, I've got the audio recorder over there, so I'll see what it picks up. There was also a fox barking as well. It was just so nice. Yeah, I'm going to have to get up because I could lie here all day. And I've got to get home eventually, you know what I mean? I want to just potter on and just unwind this camp down gradually. I'm not going to rush. I'm just going to enjoy being here and not rush home. So I'll catch you in a bit. Well, that's me all packed up and ready to go. It's been a good one. I wouldn't say it's been a bit of a boring camp. It's just been very quiet, uneventful. I didn't capture much wildlife. And I suppose the important thing is I've getting out and I've been close to nature. You know, and it's good for your mental health as well. I'm going to get away. But thanks for coming along, guys. And I'll catch you all on the next one. Get out and do a wild camping. You know it makes sense. You know it makes sense. One other thing, I've had a good look around, I've left no trace. Always take your rubbish away, guys, because if you don't, you're just spoiling it for yourself, your kids, and their kids' future. Do you know what I mean? Look after what you've got. See you on the next one. And always remember to come back for your gear.